Hi everyone, I'm Lily with Automate Paperie, and today I want to show you how easy it is to customize your DIY website. I'm going to be editing the design Happy Polka. On this page, you'll see an Edit with Elementor button on the top. I'm going to click on this and I'll begin editing the design with the editor Elementor. I'll be customizing this website as if I'm a baker named Jessica. Elementor is a super easy editor to use. It's a drag and drop page builder, so it's pretty user friendly. It has a sidebar to the left with all the elements that you can use in the design. The DIY websites already have everything in the design in place, such as text, images, titles, and pretty much anything you might want. But if you decide that you don't want anything specific in the design or you want something different in there, it's super easy to use Elementor to drag that around and edit it to get what you want. Right now I'm going through and uploading a new image. Once that's there, I can insert that and I'll have a new image of me on the website. After this is in place, I can click on the text over here and type in my about information. You don't have to have all of your information ready to go when you're editing the website. If you decide that you want to type up your content and put it in place as you're working on the website itself in Elementor, that's super easy to do. You'll see that there's a green update button at the bottom left. You can always hit update at any point during the process to save the changes you've already made. You can continue editing after that, or you can go away and come back later to continue. It's super easy to edit elements in Elementor. When you click on an element that's already in the design, or one that you've dragged in and dropped, you'll see 3 tabs to the top left. They'll say Content, Style, and Advanced. You can select content to change the content that's seen. For here, I'm editing the text content of the About Me section. If I were to want to edit something such as the color or the intro effects, I could go underneath Style to edit the color, or if I were to want to change the font of my body content, I could also edit that underneath Style. If I were to want to edit something like the entrance effect that this has, I'd go underneath Advanced. Elementor is also super user-friendly, so it's really easy to play around with these settings to see what's available and what works best for you. Now that I'm done putting in my About Me content, I want to edit the button below to be a little bit more personal. I can click on that and go to the left and type in Get to Know Me in the text box to change what this says. After updating the button and the About Me content, I'm happy with that, so I'm moving on to the services. For this, I'll just go ahead and update the services that I offer. If you decide that you want to put something else on this section, you're always welcome to drag this away and drop in whatever content you want from the left. It could be images, it could be text, but for this, we're going to stick with the services. This gets pretty repetitive, just typing in the different services here, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up and jump back on in a sec. Now that I'm on the second section, I think I actually want to have a button that's specific to this service, not just the overall services. So down here, I'm going to type Drop Me a Line. I'll go ahead and select this in the text box to the left, and I can center that using the settings up here, and I'll use this little button here to add a link. I'll put in /contact, and that will direct them to the contact form on my website. When they click on this, they'll be taken straight down to the form, and they can type in a message and send it over to me. I'm done putting in my services, but I don't think I want the services below the About Me section anymore. For this, I'll scroll up and click on this little blue plus button right above my services. This will let me add a new section, and I can go ahead and drag and drop in some new content. I'll go over to Elementor, and I think I'm going to go for an image carousel here. So I'll just click on that, and I'll drag it directly over. Now that this is in place, I get to put my images in. I'll use the sidebar to the left, and I'm going to play around with the settings a little bit so I can make sure that the images look how I want. First, let's go select the images that I want, drag them in, and let them upload. Once my images are uploaded, I'll insert them into the gallery. I do want to play around with the spacing of the images, so I'm going to go to Style and select Custom for the image spacing. While I'm waiting for my images to load, I'm going to go ahead and click Update. This will make sure that everything that I've done so far will be saved, so if anything crashes, I can always come back and start right back from where I updated the page. Now that my images are loaded, I can play around with the settings in the sidebar to see what works best for the feel that I want my website to have. I do want to keep these a little bit bigger, so I'll play around with that, and I think this looks pretty good. After this is done, I'll click Update again, save off those changes, and my slider is complete. I just put together my services section, but I'm not happy with where it is. I think I want to swap it with the green section at the bottom. I'll grab that green section, drag it up, and then I'll drag the pink section with the services down to where the green section was. I'll drop that in place, and everything is good to go here. I'm much happier with the placement. Now I'm going to come in here and edit my previous work section. Once I've updated the title to be more custom to what I want my website to be like, I want to go ahead and change the images in the image slider to the left over here. This is pretty easy. It's just like what we did with the image carousel. I can select the images that I want, drag them in, drop them, and let them upload. After my images are in place, I'd like to update my contact information. I'll come down to the bottom and type in the text that I'd like to have here. I also want to update the button to be a little bit more friendly, so I'm going to put in "drop me a line." After I have that all, I'll go ahead and click Update. Everything to date is saved. Clicking Update regularly is a big deal because if your browser crashes, you don't want to lose everything you've done. After I update, I'm going to come up to the image on the top and change that. Since I'm a baker, I feel that macarons are more suited to what I offer. I'll drag that image in, let it upload, and click on Insert Media. This places my image, and now I can play around with the settings on it. The positioning of your image is going to depend mainly on the content of the image. Always make sure you play around with it to make sure that the subject of the image is perfectly shown. Now that I'm happy with everything, I'll click on Preview Changes. This will show me what my website looks like on the front end. And there you have it, your website is customized and done. If you want to edit anything at this point, you can, or if you're happy with it, you're good to go. We hope this video shows you just how easy it is to customize our DIY websites to your own preferences. And the best part is, you're not locked into any design. If you want to change anything down the line or update any content, all you have to do is hit Edit.